regrettable, angry episodes are there every day in the lives of some people.
Right. Well, let me ask you about those people. I call myself a recovering rager, and in that I found that, quote, catharsis, trying to get it all out, only made it worse.
Yes.
And after a number of years, I discovered that I could not do what most therapists teach, which is the appropriate expression of anger. That once I started to express anger, it began to self-stimulate. Once I threw in some profanity, got louder, then I was going to continue to get louder. Now, I think that's true only of what you call the attack dog profile. I think the people with the normal profile who are slow to anger, don't get very high, don't stay up very long, go down.
Don't you envy those people? I do.
So what I started doing myself, and eventually started teaching the angry men I work with, is to abstain from expressing anger directly to the person you're angry at.
Now, I don't remember whether I learned this from you or myself, okay? I believe and I teach that anger is a signal that you've got a problem that you need to deal with when you're not angry.
That's good. Oh, okay, yeah, I read that.
And that when I get angry at my wife, the best response I can have is I can see that anger, I can visualize it as a bowl of rolling cholla. You know what cholla is?
No.
It's a kind of cactus that you see in the deserts in the Southwest. Let's not have them in Houston. New Mexico, right. Arizona. And the terrible thing is, if you touch it, you can't release it. And then what you usually do is put your other hand to try to pull it off, and now both hands are immobilized on the cholla.
That's very good.
So I see anger as this bowl of rolling cholla coming at me, and I step to the side.
Ooh, that's beautiful.
That's the most skillful thing I can do. I can only do that some of the time. Now, I did a study a long time ago of people who had type A behavior. This was with Margaret Chesney. I don't really know the study. It wasn't published in the best journal. And what we were able to do was to have them next to a machine that was scanning their heart. These were all people who had silent ischemia. That is, they were vulnerable to attacks where their heart was not pumping enough oxygen and there was no angina, so they had no warning that they were on the verge of a heart attack. Very serious problem. So we did the classic type A interview with them and asked them to talk about, last time they got angry. And some of them, when they talk about it, got angry all over again.
Yes, that's what I call war stories.
And we could see it on their face.
Right.
So if when you begin to relive the experience, take the step back, you're not ready to deal with it.
Right. What I suggest to guys, generally guys come to my office, most of them are teetering on the edge of divorce. Some of them are in what I call Motel 6 extended stay stage. So I tell them 90 days, you don't express any anger. Your wife is tired of hearing about your anger. So after, they will frequently ask, well, when do I get to say what I want? Because I tell them the other thing is for 90 days, you're to do whatever your wife wants to do, because you've been a controlling jerk for 20 years. And if you want to prove to her quickly that you've changed, do what she wants to do. So when the 4th month comes, I suggest that they can start to say what they want, like, it would really please me if we would go to the beach for the vacation this year, as opposed to, I resent you for always making us go to your mother's for our vacation. To have a certain format to make the request in, to try to keep them from expressing a resentment.
Right. The resentment is there from the past, but if you bring it into the present, it's going to just pollute it.
Well put. I like that. Well, I get a lot of flack from other therapists for this, but for an example, in my book, I give this as if other names to this guy and this woman, but the truth of the matter, it was me. My wife had said, just for an hour, let's go do errands. And I said, well, I really don't have a lot of time. Well, he'll just take it. Okay. 3 hours later, it's raining. We're on the freeway. She'd been in a car wreck a couple of years before. She is critical. She is overreacting. She's slamming on the brakes where there's no brakes. And I'm getting angrier. I'm in an irritable mood, to say the least. I'm past irritable mood. I'm really angry. And she says, how come you're not talking to me? And I'm just doing the best I can to hang on until we get home. And I said, sweetheart, I'm just concentrating on driving. And she says, you act like you're mad at me. And I said, well, not in the least. I'm not at all angry at you. And she says, well, what are you thinking? And I said, I'm just thinking how lucky I am to be married to you.
Ooh, wow. And was that what you were thinking?
No. But the question, that did change my mood. I mean, saying it changed my mood.
Yes.
And
how did you respond to that?
I don't remember. She sometimes would say, you're full of crap, and you're just saying that. But other times she would say, you're so sweet. So.
And she says you're so sweet, that changes you too, doesn't it?
Yes. But even her saying, I'm full of crap, is much better than me getting us having an argument.
And actually, even when she says you're full of crap, she wants to believe it. It's not that you're full of crap. She's afraid of believing it. So she's just looking for you to say it again. That's all it is. You just have to say, no, honey, that's how I really feel.
That's it. Absolutely. That's going to be my next example. You're already ahead of me.
It's really, it's so interesting. It is, I think it's in the book with the Dalai Lama, that my daughter asked him, she had the chance to ask him one question only. She asked, why do we get the angriest at those that we love? And his answer, is this in the book?
Yes.
Yes. So it's that we have such an unreal set of expectations. What we are really looking for is the kind of unconditional love that may happen with your parents, if there's a good attachment, And it's probably there with infatuation, but that means they don't see you at all. They're really seeing an imagined person.
Yeah.
And love is conditional. Not your love for your children, but a love for a spouse is conditional. And it is influenced by primarily by how the two of you are handling disagreements. And when you learn how to handle them in a respectful way, it strengthens everything. But we don't get taught that. And usually by the time somebody comes to see you, they're in trouble.
Oh, yeah.
They've already established a pattern that's destructive to the relationship.
Yes.
And they don't know what to do about it.
Right.
And
the clock is ticking on the divorce.
yes. And my wife has two expressions which are very, very useful. One is bygones. Don't hold on to grudges. Let them go. Don't get preoccupied.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
You know that one? Bygones. Just say it, believe it, act that way. That was yesterday. That was the week before. It's not today. And the other is that there are areas that she doesn't want to go into. She wants to leave those. Let's not get involved with that.
Oh, yeah.
We're just going to end up in trouble.
That fits with Gottman's research perfectly, yes. That there are certain areas that you're never going to resolve.
Right. And just leave them alone.
Yeah.